Kiran, we can't hear you. Sorry for interrupt.
Um, is it audible now? Let me check. There is something. Hello.
Kiran.
Can you hear me well now? Hello. Hello. I can't
Yes,
hear.
yes, now it is.
Now it is audible. Okay. Yeah. Shall I continue?
Yes.
I hope it is audible and clear now. Okay, let me continue. My name is Kiran Anumalasetty. I am one of the trainers with Quantum Life University. I I was trained in various healing modalities under Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi. And today we are going to collectively learn on one topic, and the topic is compassion. So, in the next 2 hours, we are going to learn what compassion is and what are the benefits of cultivating compassion and how to cultivate this compassion. So, what exactly is compassion? I would like to share from my own experiences as well as we go through this topic. Compassion is it is a very basic quality of our soul. It's a very elementary quality, very basic quality of our heart and of our soul. As this famous author Barbara Kingsolver, she said, "What I want is so simple. I almost can't say it. An elementary kindness." So it is the basic foundations of our existence. Compassion, kindness, it forms a basis for our entire existence. And how to practice or how to discover or how to uncover this compassion, that is what is important to understand. And what are the blocks for compassion? So compassion is not something that we have to create. It is already part of our existence, and it is really the true foundation of our heart. It's the natural fragrance of our heart. Heart is so full of compassion and kindness. What happens is we unconsciously build an armor, a walls or defenses around our heart, and that becomes a block for the expression of compassion. So the other person, when we in our relationships, in our interactions, the other person is really a part of us, and this understanding awakens the compassion. Compassion is deeply rooted in oneness. When we can feel oneness with other person, compassion is a natural outcome. And when we feel compassion, whatever other person is going through, pain, suffering, their vulnerability, it becomes part of us. It is very natural. In that state of oneness, their emotions become part of us. Their vulnerability becomes part of us. And we start feeling their emotions. We start experiencing their pain, their suffering, and a kind of tenderness we feel in our heart. And this is the starting point of compassion. And the latest research, brain research, shows that um, We all have the capacity in our brain, in our body, to experience compassion. There are beautiful neurons and other circuitry in our brain. It's called mirror neurons. They really help us to experience other people's emotions. And there is whole lot of neural circuitry in our frontal cortex, that helps us to experience compassion. We can experience what the other person is feeling, what the other person is going through. And these mirror neurons are activated um, when we are in a stress-free environment. There are certain blocks for the mirror neurons. When we are stressed out, when we are under the influence of fear, and when we are not in contact with our own emotions, that is when we block these mirror neurons. So the first step in cultivating the compassion is to get in touch with our own emotions, our own feelings, not to suppress them, but getting in touch with them. And the second main block for the mirror neurons, this is what is found in the research. The first one is stress and not being able to stay in touch with our emotions. And the second one is um, our own limited perceptions. When we see the other person from our limited perception, we can't really see them as they are. We see only a part of them, or we see only through our perceptions, not the reality. So we can't really see the truth of who they are, and that is when the mirror neurons are blocked. So when we can really see the other person as equal to us, their pain, their suffering, whatever the other person is going through, it is also same as ours. In humanity is going through same kind of emotions: fear, anger, um, rage, or suffering, or pain. Pain is universal. Pain is common to all human beings and animals and plants. So in at the level of suffering, we are all one. Suffering equates all of us. Pain equates all of us. So So it is very important to use this pain or suffering of the other person to experience oneness. And that is when compassion is awakened. When we see someone going through a difficulty, someone going through a painful situation, a chronic illness or a terminal illness, or a crisis, we naturally feel their emotions. But what happens is, mostly since we blocked our heart, we um, we refuse to see their emotions. We refuse to acknowledge their state, because we are conditioned to defend any kind of harm that the world is going to give us. We want to be always prepared to face the world. Just like when the weather is extremely cold, let's say, then we create so much of defensive clothing, warm clothing, and we go out. So in a similar sense, if we are wounded already in the past, from the childhood or even before that, and if we are not aware enough to see our own suffering that we are carrying in our heart, what we do is we create defense mechanisms. We create walls around our heart. We intentionally harden our heart so that we need not be exposed to suffering. We need not be exposed to the harm that the world is going to inflict on us. So we become very defensive, and we are always prepared to go into this world uh, with this defenses, all the defenses. So when we are carrying when we are walking always with these defenses, it is impossible for us to feel compassion. That is not our natural state. Defenses is not our natural state. Beyond these defenses lies a tender feeling. That is the true capacity of your heart to feel, to sense, to acknowledge other people's suffering and open your heart for their suffering. So, how do we activate these compassion networks or the mirror neurons that are already existing in our brain, in the brain circuitry? So, there are two ways. One is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness practices have a positive effect on our brain. It is proven in the research also. It activates certain parts of our brain that are very key in reading other people's emotions or activating the mirror neurons. So mindfulness and compassion, they go hand in hand. Without mindfulness, you cannot really cultivate compassion. And when you are recognizing the other person's pain or fear or sadness using mindfulness, that is when we naturally feel this tenderness of compassion. And then it is up to us what to do with um, this sudden surge of the tender feeling. Most people stop themselves and they want to reject this tender feeling because it hurts them, because it reminds them of their own past sufferings, and they shield themselves from the pain of the world, from the pain of their loved ones. So it is very important at this time to realize that it is a great opportunity, it is a great opening that this other person is offering you to open your heart. So there are two aspects of compassion. The first aspect is being touched by the other person's pain. And this happens every day to us. In this physical world is full of polarities. When there is pleasure, there is also pain. When there is happiness, there is also sadness. So we are constantly exposed to the pain and suffering in the world. So when we are touched by this pain, this suffering, then it generates tenderness feeling. That is the first aspect. So when that happens, if we are under the grip of fear, then our heart is closed. Then it turns into pity. So there is a great saying, um, when your fear touches the other person's pain, it becomes pity. It turns into pity. But when your love touches other person's pain, it turns into compassion. So how we respond to these external stimuli, is it with fear or is it love and openness? If we are responding with fear, then it doesn't help the other person and it doesn't help us to heal whatever is unresolved with us. We continue with the same uh, heaviness in our heart. We live with that same grief in our heart. So that is the first aspect of compassion. What is your response when you are touched with pain of another person or your own pain? Is fear your response? Is rejection of that pain your response? Then it is very important to understand that it's not going to help us. And the second aspect is nurturing this tenderness. When we are um, when we are feeling this gentle, this tender feeling in our heart, then that is the moment to catch it alive, to hold, to create some space and hold this feeling, and then this tenderness can blossom, this tenderness can grow, and this tenderness can find expression within us. And it's very important to give an expression to this feeling. How do we want to respond? If we can respond with loving words, loving thoughts, or loving actions, then it becomes compassion. Or otherwise, it just remains as a feeling. So, by nurturing this tender feeling, we can create a very positive impact in the other person as well as within us. So, how do we allow ourselves to be touched by the pain or the suffering of others? It is very important to understand this. We have to really go beyond the barriers that we created around our heart. Let's say we are wounded from the past. We are carrying some childhood wound within us, some shame or deep guilt or deep pain. Then we tend to protect. We don't want to be vulnerable anymore because this world is going to hurt us, and we become very defensive, and we don't want to be available to pain. But that is what we exactly recreate for ourselves. As long as we are not acknowledging this pain in our heart, we are more and more forced to um, these similar situations or similar circumstances, because life gives us again and again opportunities to open our heart. So the solution really lies in becoming more and more tender, allowing ourselves to be touched by pain. It's not equal to just be stuck with the suffering. Allowing ourselves to be touched by suffering is saying that my heart is open. I am ready to embrace this pain that I am carrying, and I'm also ready to acknowledge and show kindness to other person when for what they are going through. So one important practice that can help us break down these walls that we built around us, around our hearts, is compassionate listening. So, or deep listening, or compassionate listening. And it is the greatest gift we can give to others. Listening with our entire presence, listening without judging, and listening mindfully. It is a great practice. If we can practice compassionate listening for 10 minutes a day, our relationships will drastically improve. Our hearts will start opening, and we start facing our own pain and misery. So, and there is something magical that happens in this unconditional space between you and the other person. Once you start giving your full presence to the other person and start opening your mind and become mindful and just observing your breath and not listening to um, the story with our limited perceptions, but just dropping for that moment all the judgments, all the resistance. So there will be many reactions triggered within us, especially if this other person um, is in relationship with you, or part of your family, or a close friend. Then it can trigger many emotions within you. So compassionate listening is not about um, helping people um, explicitly. It is going to help give more benefit to them if we just uh, stop judging people, start seeing other person as weak, start seeing other person as someone who is in need of help. Compassionate listening really empowers the other person, because this unconditional space that is created between you and this person, it serves as a healing balm. And naturally this other person starts opening up more and more. They become more, they feel more expanded, they feel more alive, they feel they are connected to who they are, and they become more natural, they become more um, their natural vitality comes out during this process. They feel calmer, they feel whole, and they feel more at home. And the quality of your presence really makes a huge difference. And I have practiced this several times with clients and also with my own family members. And every time I practice compassionate listening, it's a miraculous healing that I witnessed in others. And this complete non-judgmental space, it helps the other person to get in touch with who they are, and their natural intelligence, that natural capacity to love, it is awakened, and it begins to flow slowly. It may not happen in just one session of compassionate listening, but with consistent, regular practice, it opens both your heart and the other person's heart, and it is deeply healing. And this is really the foundation. Compassionate listening is really the foundation to nurture this art of compassion. And the next step is taking this compassionate listening to a next level, which is speaking or receiving the difficult truths. We all carry within us some secrets which we don't want others to become aware of, and we don't want another person to see this part of us. We want to only show to the outside world a nicer part, a decent part, a glorious part of us. But there is also a hidden part, a darker part, which is not acknowledged, which is not shown to the world. And often we don't stay in touch with that part, we suppress it. So, do we really have the courage to reveal that part? There is a beautiful quote by the poet Rainer Maria Rilke. He says, I want to unfold, I want to unfold, let no place in me hold itself closed. Let no place in me hold itself closed. For where I am closed, I am false. I want to stay clear in your sight. I want to stay clear in your sight. Such a beautiful um, way of telling the other person that I want to be completely open to you. I want to unfold in your presence. And this is really a strong foundation for mutual trust. I don't want any place in me which is closed. Wherever I am closed, I am false. I am not who I am. So it is really difficult to practice this, and it needs a lot of courage. And once we start practicing this, trusting the other person, and it is equally important to receive these difficult truths when someone speaks them by staying in a complete non-judgmental space, and then acknowledging uh, their darker side that they are exposing, and feeling enormous gratitude for having immense trust in you. And when we do this, it is very, very healing. It is deeply healing because um, when we speak these difficult truths, when we expose our darker side, it will expand us. It will make us become more whole. And we become more real to ourselves, more authentic to ourselves. And from such an authenticity, true compassion is born. And we can be really intimate with other person. Then um, our ability to feel the compassion, to nurture the compassion, to show the compassion, to express the compassion is will increase by several times, and it is important to act also in compassion. What is a compassionate act? Any small act of kindness which is offered with great love, it is a compassionate act. So, as Mother Teresa said, we cannot really do great things in this life, but we can do small things with great love. So, if we can practice doing small things with great love, that is, uh, that is a beautiful way of uncovering, unlocking the compassion in our heart. Let's say if someone sees us truly as we are, without judging us, and then how do we feel? We feel blessed. We feel that we are in touch with who we are. And this happened to me in the presence of my teacher, Dr. Newton. For the first time, I felt who I am truly. Because my teacher didn't say anything, he just saw me as who I am. And he saw me as a great potential. He saw me um, as one who is carrying many gifts. So that is a compassionate act. The biggest compassionate act is seeing the other person as who they are, and it requires a lot of training. It requires first of all to see ourselves as who we are, and we can start practicing this, suspending our judgments and allowing ourselves to see uh, without any preconceived ideas, without any judgments, um, without any filters of perception. When we can practice seeing in such a way, the other person feel really blessed, and I felt truly blessed. And those moments, that particular moment when it first time happened to me in the presence of my teacher, is very vivid for me, and that awakened me to my real purpose, to finding my meaning and my self exploration. It all started with that one compassionate act of my teacher. and it helps us to trust that there is a um, essential goodness within us. We are all basically kind-hearted beings, but because of our difficult childhood or difficult past lives or difficult home memories, whatever past that we are carrying, it makes us feel that we are not good. Basically, there is something wrong with me. That's how many people feel in their heart. But such compassionate acts helps other person um, to feel that they are good beings. They can trust their own nature. So we don't realize how much positive impact we can create. It is really enormous. With a simple compassionate act, we can create huge positive change in other person's life. Our thoughts, our words, our actions, all these together, we can they always have a positive or negative impact on the people that are around us, because we are a vibrating energy field, and our thoughts, actions, and words, they create our energy field. And what kind of energy field we are radiating in all our interactions with our family members, with our colleagues, with people that we encounter in our life, we are going to radiate these energetic vibrations, and it is going to have either a positive or negative impact on their heart. So we carry tremendous responsibility towards this world, how we speak, how we think, how we act. And with our actions, with our words, or just with our intentions, if we can make other people feel that they are lovable, that they are good, that they are a pure divine existence, that we are one, that we belong to each other. If we can create such a feeling, imagine what will happen to this other person. And if everyone tries to do this, imagine what kind of a world we live in becomes, and how it transforms the relationships between people. So, simple acts of kindness can um, can go a long way in building a strong relationship and sacred relationships, and our relationships become a sacred refuge. They become a place for healing and awakening and nurturing and growing. And we grew through such relationships tremendously by leaps and bounds. So it is a constant practice how to awaken this compassion. And if we are closed with fear, closed with guilt or shame, closed with pain, then we cannot really awaken this compassion. It is not possible. It becomes very superficial, whatever we do. So it is very important to first feel this compassion for ourselves, self compassion, and how to awaken this self compassion. So there is a beautiful practice in Tibet, the Tibetan practice. It is called Tonglen. Tonglen is a it is it literally means giving and receiving, and Tonglen practice can help us awaken this innate compassion within us. Rumi, a Sufi poet, he said, "Your task is not to seek for love, merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built." So, love is already there, it is the foundation of who you are. Your heart is, um, it is a natural quality of your heart center, the natural fragrance of your existence. So you don't have to seek for love, but we have to go and find all the barriers that we have built within ourselves against this love. And once we can uncover all these barriers, dismantle them, then we unspring this natural compassion. So that is the real purpose of Tonglen, to remove these barriers, barriers of love, barriers for compassion. That is what this Tonglen is. We will learn from some basics about this Tonglen practice today, and we will also do a guided meditation uh, on how to practice Tonglen. We will do today mostly self Tonglen practice, which is really the basis uh, for finding compassion for others. So, there are beautiful set of practices developed in Tibetan Buddhism to awaken compassion. So I will share a few of them. First process is called unsealing the spring, unsealing the spring of compassion. So in this practice, what we do is we go back in our memory to a time where we really experienced an unconditional love by someone. Maybe it was during your childhood, someone showered this unconditional love on you, just loving you for who you are. Maybe it's your mother or your father, or if it is difficult to imagine your mother or father as showering unconditional love, then uh, you can go back in your memory and find some friend or a grandparent or a teacher, someone who uh, loved you for who you are. I have vivid memories of a teacher when I was really very young, around 6 year old. I still remember her compassionate uh, being, presence towards me, just accepting me as I am. And it made such an impact on me. I still vividly remember those feelings. Now, when I go back to those memories, I can feel that once I was worthy of love, forever I am worthy of love. Once this person proved to me that I am worthy of love, that is enough. Now I can again go back to this feeling and nurture this worthiness for love. So, this is the first practice, unsealing the spring. And then you can practice this every day, going back in memory and feeling the presence of this person who is showering their unconditional love and acceptance on you. And just allow your heart to be filled with this love, unconditional love. As Maitreya Buddha said, the water of compassion courses through the canal of loving kindness. So, this unconditional loving kindness and loving acceptance, when it is there, then the water of compassion can flow through it. And in the second practice, uh, The first practice really helps in uh, cultivating self-compassion. It's called self-tonglen. So once we have a solid foundation in self-tonglen, in Tibetan, they usually it is considered as a very deep spiritual practice, tonglen, and the teacher teaches self-tonglen for 8 years. They will ask the student to practice self-tonglen for 8 years before they move on to uh, tonglen practice. So it is such a deep practice. And the second way of evoking or activating this compassion, which is considering yourself as yourself the same as other person. When you see someone going through a painful situation, okay, just imagine the other person also as equal to you. The other person is also same as you, and allow this oneness. So, and something beautiful happens when we feel uh, other person is also same as me. Then we can start feeling their pain as our pain, and um, that naturally gives birth to a tender, compassionate feeling. So, compassion has many benefits, and compassion is a beautiful healing tool as well. In Tibetan Buddhism, it is said that compassion is a gem whose light of healing spreads in all directions. When you are showing compassion to someone, both the giver and receiver are healed. That is why Tonglen is called giving and receiving. And it touches deeply each and every person involved in the process of Tonglen, process of giving and receiving. There is a beautiful story of Buddha um, from one of his past lives, previous lives. Buddha was a son, prince of a great emperor. Buddha's name in that lifetime was Mahasattva, and he's the youngest of all the princes. Uh, he's the third. He has two elder brothers. So all the brothers, along with the king and the family, they go for a trip to the forest. They go on a outing to the forest and they just relax in the forest. These boys, they find a tigress there. And this tigress just now gave birth to um, four baby cubs, four cubs. And the tigress is feeling extremely tired and it's not even able to move its body. And seeing the tigress in that situation, Mahasattva asked his brothers, "What is happening with the tigress?" And they told this tigress is feeling really hungry. It just now gave birth to these cubs, and it needs now something to uh, eat. So Mahasattva asked his brothers, "What is it going to do now?" Then they told it is going to eat one of the cubs because it cannot withstand such hunger. And what does it need now? That's what Mahasattva asked. He felt immense compassion for this tigress. And the brothers told it only needs some fresh meat and fresh blood. So then Mahasattva continued in that same compassionate state. He didn't reject that feeling. He allowed that feeling to pierce into his heart and to awaken something deeply within him. And that awakening created a thought. And he felt that he should offer himself as food to the tigress. So he secretly asked his brothers to leave and he told them that he will join later. And then he went and he just lied down there in front of the tigress, offering himself as food. But the tigress is not in a position to move its body. It won't even crawl. So he took a stick and he uh, made a cut on his hand and let the blood flow from his hand. And then he offered his blood to the tigress. Then tigress gathered some strength and she came and she ate Mahasattva. So after this lifetime, Mahasattva, the Buddha, he because of this compassionate act, he was reborn into a higher dimension, a higher realm. And from there, after several incarnations, he was born as Buddha. And this compassionate act also healed the tigress and the four cubs. All five of them were healed of their past karmic baggage, and it is said that all these five, the four tigress cubs and the tigress, they were born as the first five disciples of Buddha. After his enlightenment, Buddha gave first discourse, first teaching to five disciples. And these five disciples are the incarnation of this tigress and the four cubs. See, that is the such a beautiful story. It depicts how powerful a single compassionate act can be. The effects of such act, they go beyond time and space into the next lives, and it heals everyone involved. And the third way to evoke compassion is exchanging yourself for others. When someone is in a painful situation, in the second step, we learned how to see others as equal to us. And from that equality, compassion is born. And in the third step, we ask certain questions. We put ourselves in the other person's shoes. That's what Mahasattva did. He asked these questions. How would I feel if I am this tigress? What would I need if I am in this situation? What would I expect from others when I am in this situation? And that is what he did by asking such questions. So, if we can ask these simple questions um, when we see someone in suffering, how could I feel if I am in his position or her position? And how would I want my friends, my interactions to treat me? What kind of a help do I expect in this situation? Or how do I want to feel? How do I want to be treated? And what would I most want from others in this situation? So, if we ask these questions, then it will direct our compassion into um, a meaningful expression. That is when we start expressing our compassion through our words or actions, and it creates a positive impact on the other person. Then we will never say any harmful words that will further aggravate or increase the other person's pain. We will not become shielded, closed to the other person's pain. we would want to extend help, offer some help that will ease their suffering. And we would often want to be with them, offer our presence, and allow them to naturally find a space within them where they can trust, where they can feel safe, where they can feel their inner connection. So, one of the advantages of compassion, there are few gifts that come when we practice compassion. The first beautiful gift that we get is it loosens our self grasping, our self. Um, Too much we are involved with ourselves, our self indulgence. That is the root cause for all our miseries or suffering. Our too much of selfishness or self centered thinking, self centered activity. So, this self is not our true self. We want to protect this false self or this false identity. So, we are always grasping onto this self, the limited self, the limited ego. We want um, others to recognize, appreciate. We want to uh, be accepted. We want to be um, better than others. We want to have more. So these are all the self-grasping activities. And when we are under the hold of the self-grasping activities, it creates, we become more and more closed. And this is the act of shrinking. All self-centered activities make us feel uh, more contracted. And this is compassion is exactly the opposite of it. Compassion loosens the self-grasping and it helps us expand. Expand our limited boundaries that we created for ourselves. And then we can truly feel what others are feeling. And this is the biggest gift of compassion. That's why it is a great spiritual practice. It helps us dissolve our ego boundaries and experience this oneness with everything, with everyone. And the second beautiful gift of compassion is fearlessness. It is it is quite ironic that um, we may think that if we become more open to this pain and suffering, we invite more pain, we feel more painful, but it is not that way. It is exactly, it happens the other way. The more we become open to the pain and suffering, the more we can really embrace it with mindfulness, and then we can really feel um, the center of our heart. Otherwise, our heart center is closed. We cannot really feel it, and it gives birth to um, this act of embracing our own pain and suffering. It gives birth to compassion, and compassion gives birth to fearlessness. If we are in the limited ego, that is where we are feeling fearful. That is where we are feeling lack of self confidence, lack of self esteem, lack of self worth. All these are there in that limited self, identifying with um, that limited ego, the self grasping activities. more and more we are indulging in satisfying our own ego needs, then we become more and more fearful because today we have this, tomorrow we may not have it, whatever we have today. So naturally there is fear. So, but when we practice compassion, then there is no need to grasp anything. Then there is no need to retain this false self. Then we become utterly fearless. And along with it comes strength and confidence and self-esteem and power. So a simple act of compassion can really help us move towards fearlessness. And the third gift is it offers great protection. Everyone wants protection. Everyone wants to feel safe because this world is a world of polarities and world of boundaries. So we often feel threatened in this world. And how can we feel protected in this physical world? The more and more we are um, closed, we become more and more threatened. We build more and more defenses around us. We are afraid that something might happen to us, some agony or pain may overtake us, and we attract again similar situations. We only attract what we feel, that is our state of being. If fear is our state of being, we attract more fear. We attract situations in life which will make us more fearful. So when we practice compassion, then we are now liberating or coming out from this limited self, which can, and then we don't have to really attract similar situations in our life. That is why compassion offers great protection. It is important to understand how compassion can free us from these old states of being, so that um, we can take the truly refuge in this heart, which is the source of love. And such a safe feeling we get, like how a newborn baby rests on the mother's chest, feeling safe, nothing to worry. The baby feels that it is protected. So, when we awaken compassion, we can take refuge in our own heart, in our own um, uh, love that is inside our heart, and we can feel safe. So we can really use all the many opportunities we get in our everyday life. We read a newspaper, there is so much of pain and suffering that is highlighted. If we switch on television, we can see from all over the world the stories of people suffering or pain. So there are so many opportunities our everyday life offers us um, to be touched by other people's pain. And how do we direct our compassion? How do we use this compassion? We can, there is a beautiful word in Tibetan text called bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means a compassionate wish. So it says that The biggest gift that we can give to the world is our own personal enlightenment. When we are truly awakened, then we can truly offer our presence to others. And like I said in my own example, a compassionate act for me from my teacher, seeing me truly as I am, it awakened my own potential. So, the biggest gift one can give to this world is their own personal awakening and enlightenment. And if we can truly understand this, then for the benefit of this world, we feel this strong urge, strong determination to become enlightened, to become the awakened one, to become the Buddha. So, such a deep desire for enlightenment for the sake of the world, for the benefit of the entire um world, that is called bodhicitta. This is the quality that a bodhisattva has. Bodhisattva is enlightened to give compassion to everyone. For the sake of the world, the bodhisattva awakened himself or herself. So then we ask this universe only one thing: I want to be useful. Bless me into usefulness by becoming awakened, by awakening to my true Buddhahood. I want to be more useful to this world. I want to spread love and joy in this world. So, this is the compassionate wish that should direct all our actions. Whenever we are becoming too much self centered, we have to ask this question: is this intention behind this act, is this a bodhicitta or not? And if the answer is no, then you don't have to do that action. You have a choice. We all have a choice what kind of actions we want to do. And whenever we are in this confusion, we should ask this question. Is this Gandhiji gave this beautiful test between self-centered and selfless activities. Whenever he said, whenever you become too much self-centered, ask this question: how is this act going to help and uplift the poorest of the poor person in this country? Is it going to help someone? And if your answer is no, then don't do that act. So really, bodhicitta is that kind of a compassionate desire, an intense compassionate desire to become awakened for the good of the world, um, for the wellness of the entire world. So I will briefly discuss the three stages of Tonglen practice, and then we will do a meditation. So there are three stages of Tonglen practice. In the first stage, the first stage is called resting in Rigpa. Rigpa means it is pure undivided awareness. It is like sky, vast and open. That is pure undivided awareness. That is called Rigpa. So the first stage is resting in the Rigpa, so that we settle down all the thoughts, all the fluctuations of our mind. We slow down, and all our perceptions, all our beliefs, everything settles down. We become still like a uh, lake, a still lake, and then we can see this Rigpa, this pure undivided state of awareness, and we just simply rest there. That is the first stage in the practice of Tonglen. And in the second stage, we practice self-tonglen, compassion for ourselves, tonglen for ourselves. So we have within us several parts. A part of us which is hurt, which is carrying pain, which is feeling fearful. So that part we want to tenderly hold. But there is also another part which is mindful, which is aware, which is compassionate, which is wise. So we hold this fearful part with the compassionate part. We hold this uh, this fearful self with the wiser self, and we bring them together. And that is the practice of self-tonglen. And in the third stage, we ask for forgiveness and heal any guilt that we are carrying. That is the third stage. There, in the third stage, we can truly awaken compassion for the other person. The other person may be a stranger. The other person could be uh, someone who is a good friend, or the other person could be someone who did something bad or caused some harm to you in the past. If we can practice with all these three different kinds of people, forgiveness and reconciliation, and offering this gift of forgiveness, receiving this gift of forgiveness, and then we can truly awaken the full potential of compassion for others. So these are the three stages of Tonglen, and today we are going to practice self Tonglen in the meditation. So I request you to close your eyes, relax your body, just observe your breath.
Need a professional logo for your brand? I've used the new Wix logo.
Feel your feet touching the ground gently. Relax your whole body. As you breathe in, breathe out, feel the sensations of your in breath and your out breath. With each in breath, you are bringing your mind back into the body, Each in breath you are becoming aware. While breathing in, become aware that you are breathing in. While breathing out, become aware that you are breathing out. With each in breath, allow yourself to follow the entire in breath and the entire out breath. Breathing in, I am following my entire in breath from the beginning till the end. While breathing out, I am following my entire out breath from the beginning to the end. With each in breath, I am becoming aware of my whole body. With each out breath, I am becoming aware of my whole body. Now allow yourself to feel this ease in your entire body, feeling this calm in your mind, feeling this ease in your body. With each in breath, calm mind. With each out breath, ease in my body, calm mind, ease in my body. Now, gently bring your awareness to the center of your heart. As you breathe in, breathe out, feel how you feel in your heart center. With each in breath, allow yourself to relax your heart. With each out breath, Allow yourself to feel this gentle lightness that is spreading in your heart. As you breathe in, breathe out, allow this lightness to spread around your heart, beyond your body. Let this gentle lightness spread into this space around your heart center. With each in breath, allow this lightness to spread into this space all around your body. Allow yourself to now feel this lightness spreading further beyond your body to the space all around you. As you breathe in, breathe out, allow yourself to feel this gentle expansion into the space all around you. Opening your awareness into this space, into this pure, undivided awareness, which is all around you. This vast sky-like nature of awareness, pure, undivided awareness. Allow yourself to open yourself, open your mind, open your heart, and allow yourself to simply rest in this vast sky-like nature of our awareness. Resting in this ribha. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. Simply resting in this pure, undivided awareness. Now, gently bring your awareness to a part of you which is feeling fearful, or a part of you which is feeling sad, or a part of you that is feeling closed with shame or guilt. Or allow yourself to feel a part of you which is feeling angry. This part of you which is carrying this unresolved, dense feeling or emotion from the past. Allow yourself to now feel that part. Gently invite this part into your awareness. Allow yourself to feel how this part is feeling. Pain, sadness, grief, anger, hatred, unloved, closed with shame or closed with guilt, feeling that I am wrong, I am false. Just allow this part as it is. Invite this part into your awareness. Allow yourself to now gently become aware that your wise, compassionate self gently breathe in, breathe out into this wise, compassionate adult self within you. which is grown up, which is wise, which is compassionate, which is loving, which knows that the past is over. Now, as this wise, compassionate adult self, allow yourself to embrace that part of you which was feeling fearful, painful, or sad, or shameful. Tell this part, I acknowledge you as you are. Now, allow yourself to practice compassionate listening. Just allow this fearful part or the shameful part or the angry part express itself and simply listen to what this part is trying to say. You can gently ask, how are you feeling? At this point, become aware of any images, any emotions that are flowing. Just observe. This is the part of you that is wounded. This is the part of you whose needs are not met. This is the part of you which didn't receive enough love and acknowledgement. And allow yourself to now just be open to listen to this part unconditionally, without judging. Allow yourself to just open your heart for this part and tell this part, I acknowledge you as you are. I see you as you are. I am there for you. Allow yourself to pay attention to your body sensations. Feel how you are feeling in your body. Gently become aware where in your body you are feeling this fear or pain or sadness or shame or the feeling that you are wrong, you did something wrong. Gently place your right palm on this body part and let this body part feel the tender touch of your hand. And tell this body part, you are okay. As you breathe in, breathe out, gently allow yourself as this wise, compassionate adult self. Extend your hand to this part of you that is feeling fearful, sad, guilty, or shameful, and invite that part of you to hold your hand and gently welcome that part of you into your life, into this present moment. Tell this part, I am there for you. It is okay. I acknowledge all your feelings. I acknowledge your emotions. Tell this part, the past is over. Please join me into this present moment. And now slowly allow yourself to open your heart. Feel this compassion for this part of you which was stuck in the past, feeling fearful, shameful, and embrace that part, feeling vividly this compassion for that part, this pure, unconditional love and acceptance. Tell this part, we are one. And I love you. I acknowledge you as you are. And to see the beauty of that part and allow yourself to slowly embrace and match that part into your heart center. feeling this compassion for yourself. Allow yourself to feel this natural spring of compassion that is rising in your heart. Just gently allow it. This compassion for yourself. Feel this natural love, kindness, and forgiveness for yourself. Gently allow yourself to say to yourself, it is okay to fail. It is okay to make mistakes. Allow yourself to feel this natural forgiveness for any unkind acts that you committed in the past towards others. Allow yourself to feel this natural forgiveness and dissolve all the self-blame that you have been carrying. This natural forgiveness is dissolving all the self-blame. As you dissolve this self-blame, allow yourself to now take more and more responsibility for yourself, feeling more and more centered in your heart, feeling more and more whole. Allow yourself to say these words. I now choose to act wisely, compassionately, in such a way not to hurt others. I choose to my love and warmth to those around me who are in pain, who are suffering. I now choose to open my heart and share this suffering of the other person. Together, we can reduce this suffering. Together, we can make this world a better place. Allow yourself to now feel this compassion for all the people in your life. Allow yourself to bring in front of you all the people in your relationships. And allow yourself to radiate this love, this compassion to all these people in your life. Their pain and suffering is a doorway to open your heart and to heal your own heart. Now thank all these people for helping you in awakening this compassion within you. Allow yourself to feel this strong urge to help others. Allow yourself to gently expand this compassion to include all the human beings on this earth. Gently let your compassion radiate to all the beings on this planet. Seeing everyone as equal to you. Becoming humble and seeing yourself as equal to everything on this planet. Plants, animals, and humans. Letting go of the self-grasping, the need to prove yourself, the need to nurture this limited self. Just allow yourself to drop this self-grasping and allow yourself to simply flow with this beautiful river of compassion. Let the waves of this beautiful river take you to the shore completely trusting this experience, completely trusting in your own existence, completely trusting in your own divine nature, trusting this world is a safe place, seeing everyone in your life as divine, seeing them as who they are, beyond all their limitations, beyond all your limited ideas about them. This is the most beautiful, compassionate act. And going down to the divine within, all these people who are there in your life, just go down to the divine within them. Go down to the divine within you. Allow yourself to make this choice to use pain and suffering as a doorway to feel this tender compassion, to open your heart, to break the old walls that you have built around your heart, and to truly live from your heart. This is the wisdom of Tonglen, giving and receiving. And your heart to become open to receive, and I choose to receive all the love. I choose to receive this beautiful compassion. I choose to receive all the beautiful things that I wish for. yourself to gently place your left hand on your heart center and choose to feel this loving kindness for myself. I choose to treat others with loving kindness. I wish beauty, love, joy, health, abundance, and safety and protection of the divine. And gently allow yourself to feel your body, feel your fingers and toes, be with your breath. Gently move your shoulders and neck. Become aware of your whole body. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently place your fingertips on your eyes. Feel the warmth of your fingers entering your eyes, traveling down and joining your heart. Open your eyes, feeling this warmth in your heart. Feeling this natural spring of compassion flowing in your heart. Whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes fully, coming into this moment, into your room, feeling your body, gently touching your body, tenderly showing the love and care to your body, thanking your body. Okay. Thank you, friends, for watching this Sunday evening meditation class on compassion. we learn every week a new topic, bringing new wisdom from Quantum Life University. I request all of you to join, to subscribe to QLU Global YouTube channel and get updates, and also be part of this Sunday Sangha through these meditations. And I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for joining again. See you again in the next episode. Thank you, and thank you to Quantum Life University and my teachers for giving me this beautiful opportunity to share about compassion. Thank you all.